Good morning, students. See, in the last class, we were discussing about ideal and non-ideal solutions and types of non-ideal solutions. Is it clear? And we have seen there the important thing is differences between ideal and non-ideal solutions. You have to write down any three differences. Is it clear? Now let us come to azeotropic mixtures or azeotrophs. Azeotropic mixtures or azeotrophs, or these are also called as constant boiling liquid mixtures. Constant boiling liquid mixtures. See, how to define these? A binary liquid mixture, a binary liquid mixture which boils at constant temperature without change in composition is called as azeotropic mixture, is called as azeotropic mixture or azeotroph or azeotroph or azeotroph. See, a binary liquid mixture of two liquids which boils at constant temperature without change in composition, means in the liquid phase as well as in the vapor phase composition remains the same. For example, if you take rectified spirit, which is a mixture of 95.5% ethyl alcohol plus 4.5% water. It is called as azeotropic mixture because its composition means percentage of ethyl alcohol is 95.5% and percentage of water is 4.5% in liquid phase as well as in vapor phase. Any number of times, if you subject it for distillation or fractional distillation, this composition remains same. There is no other way to remove this remaining part of water either by distillation or by fractional distillation. So ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಜಿಯೋಟ್ರಾಪಿಕ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. 1 mark question is definitely asked. Define azeotropic mixture or what is azeotroph? See, azeotropic mixture is a binary liquid mixture. Azeotropic mixture is a binary liquid mixture which boils at constant temperature without change in composition. Is it clear? Now, types of azeotropic mixtures. There are two types of azeotropic mixtures. types of azeotropic mixtures. See, there are two types. One is minimum boiling azeotropic mixture, and another one is maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Is it clear? Now let us see what is minimum boiling azeotropic mixture and example for that. See, minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. Yeah. First one, minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. Minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. How to remember the definition? See, first let me write minimum andre kadini minimum. Is it right? Then maximum andre more. So let me write it at the top side. Maximum, minimum. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬರೋದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಅದಾ ಸಿ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇದು x ಇದು x but it is negative here and it is negative positive here is x y axis ಸಂಬಂಧಿತ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಬರೋದು see positive axis y ಇದು negative axis y ಆಯ್ತಾ ಹಂಗ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ is it clear now let me write this negative here negative is it right now let me make crossing ಅಂದ್ರೆ minimum ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕಡೆ ಒಯ್ಯಿರಿ ಅದಾ maximum ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹಿಂಗಂದ್ರೆ what is the definition how to remember the definition see a minimum boiling azeotropic mixture shows minimum boiling azeotropic mixture shows large positive deviation. Minimum boiling azeotropic mixture shows large positive deviation from the Raoult's law. So minimum boiling azeotropic mixture ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ್ದ್ರಿ Raoult's law ಅಂತ large positive deviation ಅನ್ನು ಯಾವುದು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೈತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು minimum boiling azeotropic mixture ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ಹೌದಾ azeotropic mixture and azeotropic mixture which shows large positive deviation from the Raoult's law minimum boiling azeotropic mixture ಯಾಕೆ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಅಜೋಟ್ರೋಪಿಕ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವು ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಏನು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ರಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಇಥೈಲ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಾಟರ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ವಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸಿ ಅವು ಎರಡಕ್ಕೂ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಗಿಂತ ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಿರ್ತತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇರ್ತತಿ. ಸೊ therefore we call it as minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. Therefore we call it as minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. See, ಯಾಕೆ minimum ಅಂದಿವಿ? Because boiling point of the mixture is lower than either of the two boiling points of the two components. Boiling points of the two components. So therefore we call it as minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. Example is 95.5% ethyl alcohol plus 4.5% water. This mixture forms minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. This forms minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. See, if you take the boiling points of these two, this one is having 351.3 Kelvin ethyl alcohol, means 78.3 degrees Celsius. Delta. ಆಮೇಲೆ ವಾಟರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 373 ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. Boiling point of ethyl alcohol, suppose if you take alone, that is 78.3 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of water, if you take alone, that is 100 degrees Celsius. But the mixture of these two, you have to mix ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ at what temperature will they boil ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ they boil at 78.1 degrees Celsius or 351.1 Kelvin. 351.1 Kelvin. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇದೊಂದು ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಚ್ಚಿ 78.3, ಇದೊಂದು 100. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವೆರಡನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವು ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, 78.1 ಬತ್ತು, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಬೈನರಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸರ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ? ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಬಾಯ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ the azeotropic mixture. An azeotropic mixture which shows large positive deviation from the Raoult's law is called as minimum boiling azeotropic mixture. Now let me come to the second one. ಯಾವುದು? maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. See, maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Second one, maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. See, already we know the definition of minimum boiling. Then what should be the definition of maximum boiling azeotropic mixture? An azeotropic mixture which boils, which shows large, large. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬರಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್. large, negative deviation, deviation from the Raoult's law, from the Raoult's law is called as Henry maximum boiling azeotropic mixture or azeotropic mixture or azeotrop. Is it clear? Now, example for this one. Now, what is the example for this maximum boiling azeotropic mixture? See, example for maximum boiling azeotropic mixture is example 20.2% HCl hydrogen chloride plus 79% 2% water. See, if you take the boiling point of HCl is 188 Kelvin. Boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin. Is it right? And if you take the mixture of these two, that boils at 383 Kelvin temperature. If you have to take the boiling point, so boiling point ಅವೆರಡು ಕಾಂಪೋನೆಂಟ್ ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ? we call it as maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Maximum boiling azeotropic mixture. Is it clear? See. Now we'll come to the next point of discussion in this chapter is in the colligative properties. What are colligative properties and which are the colligative properties? What are the definition of colligative property and the examples of colligative property? Colligative properties. Colligative properties. See, colligative properties. Colligative properties. See, the properties of dilute solution, very important. Dilute ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ this property what we are going to discuss, Colligative property ಅಂತ ಏನು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. They are mainly depending upon solvent. They are mainly the properties of the solvent, not the solute. Is it right? But still then, these properties are affected. These properties are affected by the presence of solute. By the presence of solute. So therefore, see, these are applicable only to dilute solutions. These are applicable only to dilute solutions. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ mainly ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ these are the properties of solvent. These are the properties of solvent. But they are affected by the presence of little amount of solute. So therefore we call these colligative properties as the properties of dilute solutions. See, the properties of dilute solutions which depend only on the number of moles of solute particles, but not on the nature of solute particles are called as colligative properties. They are called as colligative properties. What are colligative properties? Define colligative properties. The properties of dilute solutions. Which mainly depend only on the number of solute particles or number of moles of solute particles, but not on the nature of solute particles. Nature andre ena, whether you are going to take covalent solute or ionic solute or non-ionic solute, like that one. Electrolyte, non-electrolyte, like that one. See, but the applicability of this colligative property, as I have told, it is only for dilute solutions. Another condition is solute should not react with solvent. Solute ಮತ್ತು solvent ನೋಡು ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಬಾರದು. solute ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿಬೇಕು, solvent ಆಗಿ ಉಳಿಬೇಕು. And one more condition is there should not be association or dissociation of solute particles in the given solvent. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಈ ಸಾಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಎರಡು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕೂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಹೌದಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಮೂರು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಕೂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಆಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಗೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಒಡೆಯೋದು, ಒಂದ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಒಡೆದು ಎರಡು ಆಗೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದ್ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ಒಡೆದು ಮೂರು ಆಗೋದು, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು colligative property ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. See, the properties of dilute solutions which depend only on the number of solute particles, or you may have to write number of moles of solute particles, but not on the nature of solute particles are called as colligative properties. ಯಾಕೆ dilute solution ದಾಗ applicable ಆಗ್ತಾವು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ because these properties are mainly the properties of solvent but not the solute. But presence of that solute will affect this property. Is it right? Now coming to how many colligative properties are there? There are 4 colligative properties. 4 colligative properties. First one is ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Lowering of vapor pressure. And it is represented as see P naught minus P divided by P naught, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Then second one is elevation in the boiling point. Elevation in boiling point. It is represented as delta TB. B is subscript, small b, and that too subscript. Then the third one is depression in the freezing point. Depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. That is delta TF. And the last one is fourth one, osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure represented as pi. First, now let us see what is relative lowering of vapor pressure. First one. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. So in chapter, let me write it in RLVP. Relative lowering of vapor pressure represented as P naught minus P divided by P naught. Is it right? Now, see, already we have seen what happens to the vapor pressure of a solvent. What happens to the vapor pressure of a solvent? By dissolving a non-volatile solute in it. ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾನ್ ವೋಲಟೈಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ದ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಏನಾಗ್ತತಿ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಏನಾಗ್ತೈತ್ರಿ? ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕತಿ. ಯಾಕೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ನಮಗೆ ಇದು ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಐತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ವಾಟರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಮೈ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್. And all these water molecules, liquid molecules, have a tendency to get vaporized. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆಪರೈಸ್ ಆಗತಕ್ಕಂತ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿನ ಹೊಂದ್ಯಾವ. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ದಿಂದ ವೇಪರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾವ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ವೆಪರೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ಯೂರ್ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ನಾನ್ ವೋಲಟೈಲ್ ಸಾಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಶುಗರ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯೂರಿಯಾ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಗ್ಲೂಕೋಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕರಗಿಸಿದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಕೈತಪ್ಪ now the surface is covered now this liquid surface now the solution surface is covered by both solute molecules and solvent molecules ಎರಡು solid particles ಅದವು solvent particles ಅದವು vaporization ಆಗುವ only solvent molecules or solvent particles solute particles ಏನಾಗಂಗಿಲ್ಲ vaporization ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ so therefore ಈಗ surface ನ್ಯಾಗ number of solvent molecules ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ surface area ಅಷ್ಟೈತಿ but that surface area is now covered by both solute particles as well as solvent particles so therefore number of solvent particles now it is less so therefore vaporization is also less when the vaporization is less quantity of vapor collected is less when the quantity of vapor collected is less vapor pressure is also less so therefore vapor pressure of solution is always less than vapor pressure of pure solvent is it clear so this decrease ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಈಗ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ದ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಮೊದಲು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಸಾಲ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಡಿಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದರದೇನು ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಕತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೋವರಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವೇಪರ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಇದೇನ್ರಿ P0 is the vapor pressure of pure solvent which is always more than vapor pressure of solution vapor pressure of solution suppose if you take the difference P0 minus P is called as lowering of vapor pressure so its ratio with what with vapor pressure of pure solvent is called as relative lowering of vapor pressure relative lowering of vapor pressure is it right see first let us see what is lowering of vapor pressure what is relative lowering of vapor pressure see the decrease in the vapor pressure of pure solvent represented as P0 decrease in the vapor pressure of pure solvent by dissolving a non-volatile solute in it to form a solution now its vapor pressure is P vapor pressure of the solution is P is called as lowering of vapor pressure lowering of vapor pressure is it right that is already we have written P0 is always greater than P and this P0 minus P is lowering of vapor pressure is it right P0 is always greater than P and P0 minus P is lowering of vapor pressure is it clear now the ratio of lowering of vapor pressure of a solvent by dissolving by dissolving a non-volatile solute in it to the vapor pressure of pure solvent is called as RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. That is you may write RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, is equal to P naught minus P divided by P naught. Is it right? Now, as I have told, we will come across Raoult's law for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Raoult's law for relative lowering of vapor pressure. See, Raoult's law for relative lowering of vapor pressure. See, Raoult's law for relative lowering of vapor pressure. Raoult's law for RLVP. See, the RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, produced by dissolving a non-volatile solute in a volatile solvent is equal to mole fraction of the solute in the solution. Mole fraction of solute in the solution. Mole fraction of solute in the solution. That is mathematically we may write P naught minus P divided by P naught is equal to chi B. What is chi B? Chi B is mole fraction of the solute. Now, the relation between relative lowering of vapor pressure and molar mass of the solute. The important application of these qualitative properties is to determine molar mass of solute. See, molar mass of solute and relative lowering of vapor pressure. Molar mass of solute and relative lowering of vapor pressure. See, according to Raoult's law, we are having P naught minus P divided by P naught as equal What is Chi B? Chi B is mole fraction of the solute. See, here molar mass of solute and RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. See, according to Raoult's law, see, of this relative lowering of vapor pressure, we are having P naught minus P divided by P naught is equal to Chi B. Where Chi B is NB, number of moles of solute, divided by Na plus NB. Na plus NB. Ratio of number of moles of solute to the total number of moles. Is it right? And for dilute solution, what we take? NB is very, very small than Na. So therefore, we may write in formula P naught minus P, relative lowering of vapor pressure, divided by P naught is equal to NP divided by Na. We neglect NP in the denominator when compared to Na. NP ಸಾಂದ್ರದಿಂದ denominator ಒಳಗ NP ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Neglect ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Na ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. So therefore, what is this NB? NB is WB divided by MB, this divided by WA divided by MA, or you may write this as WB into MA divided by WA that into MB, or we are right. We want to calculate MB, molar mass of solute. So therefore, that will be WB into ME divided by WA, that into ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ 1 divided by P naught minus P divided by P naught ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅದರ ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ it will become P naught divided by P naught minus P. This is the equation for the measurement of or calculation of molar mass of solute by relative lowering of vapor pressure measurement. Relative lowering of vapor pressure measurement. Based on this one, you will be having numerical problems in qualitative property tomorrow. Thank you.